Hmm.
gave us in one of your classes, and so I copied that.
So
And
the thing is, if the book is not launched yet, that's why it's showing that it's
okay,
not ready for review. It has to actually be live.
okay,
Um, so that's where you're having the issue. It will the the URL will start working once the book is live. And even if you've got an ebook on pre-order and you send somebody to that review page, it's going to say it's not available for review because the pre-order has not gone live yet.
okay, gotcha. So what would it be possible for me to go back into my KDP and then adjust the date, or do I just have to wait for that launch period now?
I think you can adjust the date if you are you saying you want to go live earlier than wait
Yeah,
long. Okay. Then
yeah.
I would say go ahead and yeah, go on in and update the date, or you can just click publish. It doesn't, um, so let's talk about your launch. So what is the day that that you're hoping that the print book goes live?
The hardcover or the soft cover?
Usually I launch them together. So
Yeah.
you're
I don't know why they're separate. So I think maybe when you and I went on and we did the Ingram Spark one, I think we have two different dates. That's why that one's showing up on Amazon, the hardcover, and the soft cover is not. So
so
I'll have to go back in.
I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm just looking at your book. This is a beautiful book here. This is the cover. So right now I see the hardcover is here out on Amazon, and you have a Kindle that says it is available.
Yeah. So,
So I don't think, maybe they're not linked together. Um, if you I mean, you could probably look at KDP and just make sure that you've published the paperback. Because if
oh,
it's not showing up, it's probably just not published. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and see if I can go in to your Ingram just really briefly. Usually I don't do this as part of like the Wednesday Q&A, but we have just very few people today, so I can go a little bit deeper with you. Welcome, Miguel. Nice to see you. All right, so Kathleen, all right, Blevins. Story time. Let me just see what we got on Ingram. And just to talk through what I would recommend for a launch. Usually I recommend that you are launching your ebook a couple of weeks before, minimum a couple of weeks before the print books go live. And we use that option to be able to drive reviews and things to your ebook and also incorporate the help of a launch team. My typical process is we create a launch team. My target is usually 100 people, 100 people that say, raise their hand and say, yes, I care enough about this book launch, or it is something that I'm interested in. I will be part of your launch team and help you get the word out. And the reason why I target 100, I know some people say, well, I don't know 100 people. You'd be surprised. And when you've got 100 people on your launch team and you end up with half of them even just going through the process and reviewing your book, then by the time your print book launches, you've got 50 reviews already. So it can be a really great way to be able to move things forward. I am just going to share really quick my screen again because I'm in your Ingram. I'm logging into your Ingram here. So I see your case laminate is fine and it's available. And then it looks like the paperback here is incomplete. Maybe something got stuck along the way. Um, Somewhere along the way, this needs to have files uploaded again, or just, and sometimes these kind of hiccups do happen with Ingram Spark. So I would just recommend going through this and
oh, wait, you said Ingram. So the hardcover seems to be fine on Amazon, but it's the KDP soft cover that.
right. But you're also, one of the things I recommend is if you're going to do a paperback, that you do a paperback on KDP and
Mhm.
also on Ingram. And the reason
Oh,
I do it on both is because Amazon will have your paperback, great. But if you want to also be able to offer a paperback to Barnes and Noble and on, websites, Books A Million, librarians, and others, then you're going to need to have it also on Ingram in order to have that distributed outside of just Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we've got both here. So there is something we'll have to follow up, you and I. If you want to stay after the session today, I'll help you just re-upload and make sure these go okay. Let me just share and see if I can take a quick look at your KDP and see what's going on there. I think it just may be that we haven't officially published. And sometimes what'll happen as well is you click publish, Amazon emails you and says there's something wrong that needs to be fixed. And sometimes those go into spam or they just get buried and we don't see them. So one of the things I would say is go into your spam folder and just search for KDP and see if you've got any kind of notification from them that there was something that needs to be resolved on your book launch for that paperback. I'm going to sign in here and it's probably going to request a code. No, it didn't. Okay. So, yep, that's the problem. So I'm going to look here. I'm going to share the screen. It's just not published. So
Okay.
we have the paperback. Looks like the Kindle is live. So if you're sending people to the review link for this Kindle, it should work. So when you said your review link is broken, we can just go and make sure that you're using the right link. So
Now,
this,
excuse me, how do you know if that's a 0 or the letter O, the second one?
I always get confused with that too. So I usually just copy it.
Oh, okay.
Copy and then paste it into something. So I will show you if you're trying to get a review link that goes directly to this book to review it, which is really helpful for your audience so that they can go right there. They see
Yeah.
a choice of how many stars and some words they can put in. It makes getting people to review your book much better. And what I would do is we're going to go to it's amazon.com/reviews/create-review. And then there's a question mark and then the ASIN. So I know that that's probably a little difficult to read, but I'll put a copy. I'll paste a copy in the chat. So this goes.
Yeah, that's a little different than the one that I was using.
Yeah. So that is, I'm just going to post it in chat for you. And that will bring you right to the area of, or people to the area where they can review that purchase. So in this case, whoever I'm logged in as you probably haven't purchased your book. So it's not going directly to that because it notices that you're not somebody that has purchased. But if you did, it would have gone directly there with the ability to check off the number of stars and to enter the review. So send that to someone else. Or to send that to your launch team so that they can start putting in some of your reviews. Now, if I go back to Amazon here for you, and I look at your ebook listing, I'm not seeing any reviews. So I would say that did you launch using a launch team, Kathleen?
Not formally. I mean, the word is out to, a big group of people, but I don't know if I know one person bought the book.
Yeah.
But I don't think because I don't think the review was working or I couldn't even get it to work.
So a lot of times as a new author, when you're rolling out your first book, it's very easy to get lost in the whole asking people to be on a launch team and launching it well. It's very easy for this kind of thing to kind of fall flat when you're initially going live. So I think maybe you and I can get together and talk more since you are one of my coaching clients. Let's talk about the actual rollout and make sure we're engaging with that team. I will also be happy to add this to my newsletter that's going out tomorrow so that we can let people know it's available and ask them to go in and grab the book and review it.
Okay.
So let's see if I can help generate some results for you as well. But it's important, even if it's, texting people that have said that they would support you on this book. We need to get some reviews in order for you then for it to be worthwhile for you to go and start running ads on this, right? So, because
Um,
if it's got 0 reviews, it will not do well. Kelly, did you have a comment?
yeah, I had like 2 notes on that. My book launched on the 4th, and on the 4th, one of my friends downloaded her version, and she actually left a review for me, and she screenshotted, and it's still not live. So it might also be some hiccup on
Be a
Amazon, some
delay.
delay on posting them live.
Yep, could be a delay. I agree.
And second thing, just in case you ever wonder, Amazon does not use the letter O on the ASINs, only numbers. So the O that
Oh,
is there is always 0.
Thank you.
oh, thank you, Kelly.
Yeah,
That's a big help.
okay, so I'm just kind of going through all of the stuff that we've already uploaded. Your files are here. Everything looks good. So there's nothing holding this back from going live except to just click publish.
Okay.
I will go in and do that for you. And now what to expect next is once this is published, it may automatically be linked up with your other books, your Kindle and your hardcover version. If not, give it a few days because they won't let you open a ticket until you give it a chance to sync up by itself. And then if need be, we can open up a help desk ticket to say, hey, it's not working, it's not linking. Let's make sure everything is tied together. So now it's in review. You'll get an email from Amazon if there's any issue or to let you know when the book is now published. Okay.
Okay.
So it is going to be important to get engaged with some marketing activities and get things moving for the book. One other thing that I would recommend for you, Kathleen, before I let you go, is that there's a platform called goodnightreads.co, and it is specifically for children's book authors to review other children's books. And for every review you do of somebody else's book, you get a credit to be able to submit your book for review. And it is a wonderful thing. You can upload a PDF. You can review other people's books. You don't have to pay for the book in any way. You'll have an opportunity to review the ebook for free. And then you can decide or sign up and say, I'm going to review it on Amazon or I'm going to review it on Goodreads. So either one of those will count. And for every book review you do, you get a book review. So it's really helpful to help you grow that review audience, especially if you're having trouble with people who said that they might review. And then that whole back and forth of reminding people to review is done by the platform. So they take over the bugging people to go and do your reviews for anybody who has checked out your book and just hasn't reviewed it yet.
Okay. Now those review QR codes are all different for the ebook, the hardcover, and the soft cover.
Yeah, I would just send them to one because they're all tied together.
Okay.
Anybody that reviews your ebook, as long as it's linked to the paperback, linked to the hardcover, then it's just going to show as one, the same number of reviews and
Okay.
the same access to those reviews on all of your platform.
Okay, because I was wondering how do you do all three? But
Right.
okay, so just choose one ASIN and upload that, and then it'll go to that review. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Right. All right, I'm going to take you off of Spotlight for now. Anybody else have a question? Go ahead, Jen. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much, April. So earlier today, I spent most of the day building all of my A+ content on KDP.
Okay.
I used Canva to do that. And it needs to be in a photo format. And every time I try to save it as a JPEG or a PNG, it's very, very blurry. So what I did is saved it as a PDF, exported it then as a PNG. So when I initially upload it and put it into the module format, it looks crisp, clean, perfect, like it should as the PDF. It's the exact dimensions, pixels that it's supposed to be. And when I click, review, it's completely fuzzy again. And I'm just at wit's end. I don't know what to do.
Can I take you back for a second? So what tool did you use to create these images?
Canva.
Canva. So you're not able to just export it as a PNG file?
I can, but when I do that, it is so pixelated when it's exported. I mean, it just looks horrendous from Canva directly
Jen,
yes,
I have a question. When you export,
yeah,
on the same area that has the pop-up that says export, there's a couple of settings. One of them is the quality that you want to export that image, and the other one is a little rectangle that you can input the maximum you want your file to be in size. So if you have like, oh, 100 kilobytes in there, your image is gonna come out blurry. Or if the little slider is on the lower quality, it's also come out blurry. So I recommend you trying to make sure that it's
I
a little
did.
bit higher. Okay.
I did. Yeah, I did that. Go ahead.
Would you like to share your screen? Because Kelly is my Canva expert who's also going to be starting to do some sessions with us as well.
Sure.
So
Sure. I
go
probably have 5,000 things open, so let me see.
yeah, that's okay. And we can come back to you. I can get somebody else's question and then we'll come back to you once you're ready.
Sure. Sure. Actually, I do have one other question that maybe you can just speak to briefly. You mentioned the getting on Ingram Spark as the way to reach librarians. I'm curious how that works and why it's only Ingram.
So it's not only Ingram, things like Publish Drive and Draft to Digital also post to the platforms. It's just a way, it is a way, because if you're going to Amazon, there are many librarians, teachers, bookstores that will just never buy anything from Amazon. Even if they love your book, they're not going to do that.
Okay.
So by going through Ingram Spark, as a for your print on demand option, then you can create some discounts for them so that when librarians go in to purchase, they're getting it at a discount. And same thing with bookstores. So it's an opportunity to get that expanded distribution outside of just Amazon. And we don't want to be too dependent on Amazon. Now, I will say there's also a number of my authors that just don't like the quality of their print on demand books, and they're wringing their hands and like, oh, I don't want that. I want to do something like I want to print high quality books. So recently I had a session this past Monday with my distributor, and she came in, Jennifer Dolce came in and talked about distribution and how when you are doing offset printing and you're trying to get high quality books, that through their distribution channel, you can get into the library system and also into all of those same places that Ingram Spark goes, except it's with your high quality offset print books. So that's something that I would recommend checking out once you have a title that you feel is vetted and has good demand, because you want to be able to know that it's going to drive sales before you even consider distribution. But that is with Ingram Spark, it's 44,000, I think, different places that have access to your book as a result of being in with Ingram Spark.
Oh, okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm ready to share. Let me just try to share here.
Okay.
Zoom, yes. Hold on, it's making me put my password.
I'll keep you up here with me, Kelly.
Okay.
Yep. What module are you trying to put the image on? Do you know?
What module?
Yeah, like
Oh,
which shape? Is it a little printer? Is it a larger printer? Is it
yeah,
size?
there are a couple I used. There were three 300 by 300 images. That one, and then the other one was 970 by 600.
Okay,
Yeah. And
let's take a look.
okay, let me click share here. Okay. Um, share. Okay. Sorry guys for all this
No worries.
stuff here. Okay, so let me go to Canva. Okay, so for example, this one here, this looks great to me. And so if I go to download, so if I put it in PNG and move this all the way, okay, so download.
Jen, did you
Yes,
create that into the correct size of the module to match 300 by 300 in size?
I did. So, and that was one of my questions, is this here is 300 by 300.
Yeah.
But then when I go to download and I move this little cursory thing all the way over, it then changes the size.
Yeah, it should be staying 300, otherwise Amazon gets a little bit funky.
Okay, so I have also tried this, and then I think when I do this, it just comes up as very, very pixelated, and see that? It just is terrible.
That is actually how it is. So the reason is because when you zoom in, it's gonna look blurry, right?
Uh-huh.
It's because you're trying to make it bigger. But the module on Amazon that has 300, the idea is to have something very visual, maybe just an image and no like text, so that you can see it as a smaller image icon sized. The one that you should be adding words is the one that is a bigger one, like a banner that is 900 something. That one is gonna look perfect. This one,
Oh,
if you put just a little alligator with the ruler and maybe a little arrow and like a 3 keyword or maybe no words, it's even better.
I agree. I agree. This is very text heavy. And the best place to check on, whether something's going to show up blurry or not is actually to go in and upload it to your modules and to preview it there on your A+ content.
Yes, I did that too, and they're all blurry. So even though it's blurry here, even though it's blurry looking at this right here, even the alligator, it it should be clear when I
If it's in the right size, if it's in the correct size, could you
Yeah.
just go and do one thing for me? Could you go back
Sure.
to the source where you were
Yes.
Canva?
Yes.
Do you have the ability, so where it says resize on the top,
Yes.
click on that and custom size, and let's just make sure it is the correct size.
Okay.
It does say 300 by 300.
Yeah.
Check that off, and just in case it messed something up along the way, and then you can do a resize this design instead of copy and resize.
Okay.
Let's just see if that is going to work. Click there. All right.
Okay. So let me just let's go to like, I don't know, we'll do this one.
So you're not doing a PDF download, right? You're just go to download, click the download button, and then you're going to choose the PNG.
Okay.
And then where it says pages 1 to 7, just click down there and choose like one page at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then click done and let that go ahead and click download. So
Okay.
now you'll have that downloading the one file. And if you open that, it should not be blurry.
See, it's totally pixelated, even the little characters.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
you're not viewing it in its actual size.
Yeah, it looks normal to us, but
I was gonna say that for me it doesn't look pixelated.
at all.
I think it has to do with what something on your end that you're seeing it as pixelated, but when you upload that to your A+, it's going to be fine. As long as it's the same color, same size, you're good. You'll be good.
Okay, thank you so much, you guys.
You're welcome, no problem. All right, so I'll stop your share.
Okay.
And we'll open it up to others. Who else has a question here for me today? All right, go ahead, Kathleen.
You get your bonus today. I have another book that I went through a publisher that I want to make a second edition, and I know I need to get ISBNs to have it republished on KDP and Ingram Spark. What all do I need to redo? I know I need ISBNs. Do I need, and I know I need to re-upload the files, right?
Yes.
And then
You're going to need to make sure that when you do reassign ISBNs, that you go in and this actually applies also to others who are relaunching their books, right? If it's going to be a relaunch, it's a second edition, and you want to get the benefit of having those books, having it treated as a new release, then you're going to want a new ISBN. And I would say take this opportunity to take a look at the interior. Would there be anything different that you would change? Or maybe do you want a fresh cover? You want to try a different version of the cover, however that, however that works out. So up leveling the design can't hurt with a revised edition. And then on the copyright page, you will make sure that, you get the identifiers and everything listed there, along with a new CIP block that focuses on the new ISBNs. And so that you have to still make sure you go through all of those steps in order to finalize it and make sure it's updated in the interior. The barcode on the back will change because it's going to be a new ISBN.
And then do I need to refile the copyright? I already own the copyright.
If it's changed less than 20%, then you do not need to refile the copyright. If you have changed more than 20%, like say you've added or you've changed your story in a way, maybe incorporated some feedback and you feel like, gee, I'm approaching that 20% mark, then it might be worth going back and refiling the copyright.
And then what about the LCCN?
Yeah, same thing. You'll need a new LCCN for that.
For the I'm sorry.
Oh, go for it.
So I need to refile with the, I need to also get refile with the, reassign,
On Boker.
with the Library of Congress?
Library of Congress, yes, I would do the same thing because it's a new release. It's treated kind of as a new book. And you'll put revised edition or originally released as. If you've changed the title, you might have, put something in there that says I've, released it originally under this title. Now it's revision 2 is under this new title. So it's minor tweaks, but take the time to evaluate it. And if you need fresh eyes, then grab some time with me and we'll take a look and I'll give you some feedback, or you can also share with some of your authors or teacher friends, parents, and see what additional recommendations they might have for your revised edition.
Okay.
And Kathleen, I think you said this was your first book. I'm not sure. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was my first book that I went through a publisher for, and then
when we bought the ISBN, lots of authors buy the 10 ISBN pack.
I did.
If you did buy the 10 ones, remember to use those. Some authors forget and they buy new packs. And they're like, oh my God, I had 7 left and I bought a new one. So yeah.
Yeah, I have those. That's what I'm planning to use. And then I'm going to run it through Praise or to get it edited and do the design work with Praise on this one. Because I didn't have her and I didn't have Bobby for the editing services. So I think that's going to be.
Yeah, so now you've got my dream team. So they'll be able to help you get to that level where you'll be able to do the, an up level on the edit, on the words, and on the design. That'll go a long way.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for the question. Anybody else like to come forward? Any questions I can help you with today? Janet, how are things with you?
Hi.
Hey there.
Hey, real good, real good, real good. Well, we already touched on one of my questions, which was about copywriting, because I had Jose um, um, he kind of reworked the snout because it printed up darker than I wanted. And
Okay.
then Holly is working on my title. And so it's gonna kind of reconfigure, but it will look like the same book. There's nothing, the position's the
Yeah.
same, everything. So I didn't know if I should copyright the cover
No,
again.
no, you don't need to. Nope,
Okay.
it's good. It's
Okay.
good. Very minor tweaks like that don't need to go back and recopyright. But that's great that you're focusing on that. And when are you, is the
Yeah.
book officially launching soon, or have you?
People I have a couple of great editorial reviews from some professionals, and
Good.
everyone's calling the book I Love Myself. Well, it makes sense because you see, I love myself, and then this looks like a little subtitle, but I wanted it to be I love myself, so I laugh and giggle as a whole title.
Right.
So that was important. Launching. Well, I'm going to the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books in April.
Okay.
And I'm launching after that because I'm going to be meeting 200 people, and I have
love
friends lined up and family lined up. We're going to hit the crowd. And we
That's
have a really great
awesome.
booth there. So in May, we're going into May. Now, I'm working with Sandy on my website, and she
Okay.
asked me today about freebies. I have a couple of worksheets that I made, but what's that? It took me forever. Look, it's already it's almost 6 o'clock at night, and I swear all afternoon I'm trying to make 2 worksheets. There's got to be an easier way. So
There's absolutely an easier way. So have you considered, or have you used the authorpreneur.ai that I provided? So,
Authorpreneur, okay.
so tell me a little bit about the freebies that you're trying to create.
Well, the 2 that I have, ask a question. It's a picture of Remley that you color, and you can go dot to dot. I can show you if you want. Maybe I can make it quick. But anyway, and then at the bottom, there's a place where they can trace there's a question, what is Remley doing? He's climbing a tree, right? So I put in the dot to dot, I figured out how to do that. Dot to dot sentence, Remley is climbing a tree. And then they have to write it on their own. So they're just practicing writing a complete sentence. And
Okay.
then I've been working on a collection of those. I've got 3 of those.
Okay.
But
So you're trying to
also
kind of create an
making
activity book, is that right? Like a little activity download
right.
of
These would be
a handful
together
of
in one
pages.
PDF.
Okay. So, I mean, that's certainly something that you can do on your own, but I lean on folks like my designers. You talked about Holly, you talked about Praise, who did some design work for you. So, my dream team is there to help you. And if you need someone to create those pages, then you can absolutely reach out to them, give them some ideas of what you're looking to create, and they'll create it for you. It's usually about $15 a page to create. So
Oh,
they
that
will
sounds
do that for
great.
you.
How
Yeah.
much information do you give them when you go on an activity page? Say, how much do you give them? Do you say, I want a word search or a puzzle, or what? How much information do you need to give them?
So, I mean, if for example, if you want them to create a word search, then they're going to need to know what words you want in the word search, because they're not going to know. Like if you're focusing on puppies or social emotional learning, or what your story is all
Sure.
about.
Okay.
So same thing, if you're asking them to put a crossword together, then you're going to want to give them the ideas of what are the questions you want. So they do have the ability to send you some samples of the types of activities and things that they can do. So that's one easy way of just getting, if you've got the money to do that, that's fine. I also, Canva has some nice templates if you are a Canva person that can help you get started in creating things. If you modify it and make it your own, then you can use it in your activity book without a problem. The other thing that I also really have discovered recently is Etsy is a wealth of information, and people create all kinds of like activity pages and things like that. And you can buy a pack of activity pages. And if you search for PLR, that means that you can purchase from them. And PLR means it gives you the right to sell, to take what they've done put it in your own, and make it available for sale. So
Okay.
you might just find in a very inexpensive way somebody that already has those developed, things that are similar. Maybe then you take it and you add your own like characters to it or make little tweaks to it, and then it can become part of that downloadable thing that you create and provide as a freebie.
Okay.
Now,
Sounds great.
April, did you do like color? Who did your coloring pages? Did you
So
hire?
I always go through Praise Saffler and her graphic design team. They have two people that are dedicated to nothing but coloring and coloring pages, activity books, things like that. And so they turn them around very quickly. And I find it is well worth like having my exact characters um, be able to go in and sketch those or have the exact images available for coloring is perfect. I did have somebody contact me yesterday. It's like coloringbook.ai, and they said, we want to give you a free account. And you can try upload any image and it creates a coloring book thing for you. I said, absolutely send, give me the account. I'll go in and test it. Unfortunately, it failed miserably. So I can't really recommend it. But we're getting to that point where there are going to be AI tools and things like that to get there. When I asked you about AI, I was more thinking about the Authorpreneur AI. One great thing that it can do is be your marketing partner. So if you tell it about your book, you give it some background, and you say, I'm looking to create some freebies. Give me, 10 ideas of freebies that I can create. And it's amazing what it can generate. And even be able to, if you say, oh, I like idea number 2, can you create it? And it will create like the verbiage, and it'll even generate images for you. Like it's just a lot of things that can help you in being able to move forward with creating a nice little downloadable thing for yourself.
And that's available through your Facebook, right?
Now, if you just go to authorpreneur.ai, that is an AI tool that geeky old me created on top of ChatGPT. So the requirement is that you have a free ChatGPT account, and you'll have to log in with a free ChatGPT account, but then you get access to all of the power of ChatGPT, plus on top of that, all of the information in my courses, my videos, my workbook, all of the knowledge in my head is in that authorpreneur.ai. So if you think I need to ask April about such and such, chances are if you ask authorpreneur.ai, you're going to get a great answer. And it's been trained over time to answer the way that I want the information back to me. So I've done a lot to do that, and I'm looking for some feedback. So use it, try it. I was very grateful that I was able to get that domain name. And so everything's all hooked up. And right now it's open to the public for anybody to try.
Yay.
So give
The
it.
link is on the chat.
Thank you, Callie. I appreciate that.
April, when you said Praise makes your activity books and things, she would take the images from my files,
Yep,
and
that's right.
like not new, I don't need new illustrations and stuff. She can
Yep.
use things
Yep, she'll
from
just
there,
take
yeah?
what, and besides, as long as they have the images or the PDF that was generated by your designer, if you worked with a different designer, they'll use that too. And it's painstaking. They have to go through and like they have to draw on top of or trace the images, but they have a process that should be easier, but it's not right now, not yet, at least not that I've found. But they can take that, and for $15, you can have, so if you do 5 pages at $15 a piece, plus you do some of your own, like writing prompts and things like that, I think it's a great opportunity to be able to have something like that you can download. And really, you want to build your platform and build your email list.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
do you want to talk a little bit about your book before I let you go and tell people where they can go and subscribe and test things out?
I don't have, the website isn't live yet,
Okay.
but I'll do that. So I'll do that when that happens, because
Okay.
then it'll be in people's minds and I have a place for people to go. So
Okay.
we'll wait a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. Anybody who has not had a chance to ask a question, feel free to raise your hand, and then we'll go back around and let the others that have additional questions to go ahead and ask more. We're good. All right, Kelly, you had something you wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
I actually wanted to see if you guys had any feedback on the listing on Amazon for the book.
Okay.
I might cross. I have been looking at it for too long.
Okay, let me
Let me
pull
see if I can
Janet
share it.
off of the spotlight. And do you want me to share my screen and go find the listing?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you're sharing? I'm sorry. Go
Ah,
ahead.
now I stopped it. Now I stopped it.
Okay, let me just go in
Do you-
here. So what's the title of the book, Kelly? Tell us more about it.
It's Lilith Fletcher and the Threads of Fate.
Lilith
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Mhm.
Oh, I see it. Threads of Fate.
Yay, my search is already working. Ooh,
I
I'm
absolutely
ranking.
love the cover. I'm going to go back 1 second. One of the things when we're looking at listings and providing feedback, first thing I look at is, you know, what's the thumbnail look like compared to others, right? This is your market, your competitors. I love it's engaging. I love the eyes. I love the artwork. You are the designer that created the design here, right, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
You're the artist?
No.
Yeah, for the cover, yeah.
Oh, so did you do? But did you do the illustrations as well?
For the cover, yeah. For the headers, I only did like 2 or 3 of them. The rest was my friend.
Oh, okay, great. Well, it's absolutely gorgeous. And then as I'm looking here, I see the title and subtitle. Now, as I'm evaluating the effectiveness of your book listing, I also think about what kind of keywords have you used that are going to appeal to your target audience. So Threads of Fate, Lilith Fletcher don't mean a whole lot to me, as like if somebody's searching for middle grade, or they're searching for chapter books, or they're searching for a fantasy, I would have probably worked on trying to incorporate more keywords into the title or subtitle. That's just one little bit of feedback, but let's go in. Oh, excuse me. Get some water. So talk a little bit about the book while I give my throat a rest here just for a second, and then we'll get into the details.
Sure. So this book is the first one of a series. It's probably gonna have 4 books in that one. It is a middle grade novel, about 50,000 words. 12-year-old, actually 14-year-old now. 14-year-old Lilith Fletcher had never asked to be anywhere around magic. However, there is an accident and she accidentally enters a new realm that is a hidden world. And that comes with a certain impact because she sees someone die in front of her. At first, she's confused if it was real or not. And like by chapter 3, she finds out it's a real world and she needs to tame her new powers. Otherwise, she's gonna hurt people around back at home. She's just landed in this new world and she needs to figure out a way to give her gift back to the god who gifted her, which are the Fates or the Moirai, which are the ladies who measure life and cut the life whenever it's time to die. So lots of Greek mythology inspiration, hidden world, magic. I kind of related with Percy Jackson and Harry Potter elements together. And lots of friendship and belonging elements as well.
How many pages is it, Kelly?
The print version, I think it was 264.
So it's for ages, what is it, 10 to
14.
14. So One recommendation would be like earlier on to say what age group it's for. Just because I don't know if this is appropriate for my 8-year-old granddaughter or not, and they have to go a long way before they get that information. So just something to think about higher up. What's going on now with what are you seeing with your purchases? Are you getting lots of clicks? Is it converting? What's the symptoms of why you might want to like revisit this?
This is it was on pre-order for like 2 weeks-ish.
Okay.
I had about 12 people in Instagram that were like in a launch team, and my previous launch team there was like 60 people. But I was never good at launch team stuff. I try my best. I ask them, I post, I let them know the plan. Oh, on this date until this day, we are gonna have the $1 deal, and then grab it then because it's gonna be cheap. And from this day on, I'm gonna have to upload the file, and it's gonna raise the price. Can you grab the book on launch day and try to read and review it within the first week? This one was first week because it's a long book. For the picture books, I give it like, do it in 3 days. But anyways, I do reminders, I do posts, I do group chatting, and I even email, hey you guys, how are you guys doing? Have you got the chance to look at this? Have you grabbed the book yet? I did like a couple of times throughout the time. I got about 36 pre-orders.
Okay.
Out of 36, I think 20 were from Brazil and
Oh.
16 were from the US. In Brazil, it's like the third one on middle grade, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
But in the US, it's like 270 something. And no reviews went live yet, which has been a little weird. Like for the picture books, they go live in the first day or two.
Yeah.
Uh,
There might be
and one
something
friend,
going on with Amazon and reviews being posted because it does seem to take longer for sure.
and I know that one friend reviewed for sure because she sent me this screenshot.
Now, I'm
So
not seeing
yeah.
any other formats here. Like I only see the Kindle. Is it
Yes,
not
because
up to your print
it's
books?
yeah, it's because you told me to launch the ebook for like a few weeks before I launched the paperback. So I'm giving it like a week or two before I launch the paperback.
Yeah, so I want to just kind of amplify that strategy. So yes, you want to launch the Kindle a couple of weeks ahead, but you also want to have your print books there on pre-order so that people
Mhm.
see there is a Kindle, there is a paperback, there is a hardcover. And the way that you do that is by setting it up on Ingram Spark with a future date for the launch. So with Amazon, you can't do a pre-order on your paperback, but you can on Ingram Spark. You can go in and say, it's going to launch on April 1st. And you can submit it, and then it goes live and it links up with your Kindle, and you'll see it here. Everything will be here. So they'll be able to see, oh, this is really cool. I like it. But if they can't go in and pre-order your print books, then you may be losing out on a sale.
Got it.
And it also gives you the other benefit of doing that is it gives you an opportunity to evaluate, like it's going to take time for it to link up. So it might take a week. So if you're pre-launching, then it will take a week to sync up together, and you still have plenty of time. You can also, once the Ingram Spark goes live on Amazon, when I say go live, I mean it's there as a pre-order and it's linked. The other piece of it is you can go through it and make sure that your A+ content is added, all of the things that you can't do until a title is live. And it might take another week for the A+ content to kick in. So doing the pre-order with Ingram is going to help help you fast track all of that stuff. Okay. And so and then I would say when you're ready to go live, when the paperback's ready to go live, it's going to automatically turn to live with your pre-order on Ingram. So it'll show up here on Amazon. It'll show that it's gone from pre-order to active and it's available for purchase. But the other piece of that is that you have to go into your KDP a few days before you expect to go live, and then you can publish. You'll have to manually publish your paperback on Amazon. So that's kind of the coordination and how it all works together.
Thank you.
So this is a very long description. I think that there might be an opportunity to, maybe improve the description, and I'm happy to jump in and throw it into the Authorpreneur AI. Is that something that you've already done, Kelly?
Yeah, I did it like a couple of back and forths.
Okay. Did you add any A+ content yet?
Yeah, it hasn't been live yet.
It hasn't gone live yet. And that's another great reason why doing, going pre-order, putting your ebook on pre-order and your print books on pre-order early enough will help you be able to set up all those things so that when it's actually live and people can grab it, they'll get the benefit of all of those extras that you've got in place. The other thing that I would do if I were you, if you have any internal images that you wanted to add over here so that underneath that they could kind of scroll through and see some of the other images, or maybe you can do a lifestyle image of a child, the age group that the book is for, maybe holding or reading the picture, some kind of mock-up of something like that. And that's another thing you can do.
Can I mail you those?
Of course. Yeah, happy to help. Yep. So perfect. Do you want to take the time to go through and see what we can do to improve the description?
If we have time, I would love it. If not, no problem.
Okay, we'll put it on pause and then see if we have the time to go in. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Miguel, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I think I put it in the chat. I was just asking, when it comes to ebooks, difference between a regular ebook and an animated ebook for a children's book.
So you said difference between a regular ebook and a what?
An ebook with some animation.
Yeah, so I'm not aware of any platform that allows animation within the book. What I usually do to add animation is I create a video book and then I make that available, as a freebie for download, or I post it up on YouTube as a marketing piece. Am I behind? Is there a platform that you're able to actually pull together that you're aware of for kids books that have an ebook that allows animation in it?
I would say for Amazon specifically, you can kind of fake it. So if you use the Kindle Create, you can create panels that you can interact with. And whenever you click on that panel, it gets you into another panel. And that would be like zooming in and zooming out. And that's used for comics a lot.
Okay.
But it's not an actual animation, but it's kind of interactive.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm very familiar with, but it sounds to me like it might be worth digging into further. I've also recently stumbled across discussions and articles about augmented reality for ebooks, and I thought, well, geeky me has to just figure out more about this. So I'm going to try to see what the heck they're talking about and how would one do such a thing. It's where it kind of has like a hologram or something that comes up, or some other way of interacting with the book. So I'm happy to put it on my list to do some investigating. And then when we get back together, maybe we can share more about what we've learned.
And Miguel, I don't know if you're talking specifically about KDP, Amazon KDP, but I have like a video game design background, like over a decade. And we did create interactive books, but that was using languages like programming languages and launching as apps on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't experienced books like that, but I know they offer it. Some books offer it where when you turn the page, there's a slight animation of the characters or objects just to create more engagement for the kids. Nothing too crazy, but just something minor. So I'll look into it more.
April, did you have somebody that was a speaker that did, and it was it was like a medieval fighting a dragon, and they did that animation? Was that Kreja that did that?
So Cresta does video
Krista.
books for us. Yeah, so she does video books, but it's not something that, is part of an ebook download of any sort. It's more of like a video download that you can watch, but not an interactive kind of thing. Another tool that I've played around with a little bit is some flip books. Like you can create your own flip book, and it does allow you, there's software out there to do that, but it allows you to like click here and it plays a sound, or click here and it does like something. It does a little bit of interaction, but again, I've not seen it to be like where you can sell it on platforms like Amazon. It's more something you can make available on your own website that people can either buy or download for free for as part of your mailing list freebie. All right, so Kathleen says, is joining children's book influencers worth the time and money as a way to get reviews and sales? I would say influencers are great to partner with and collaborate with. However, the effectiveness of how well that influencer's audience will embrace your book or you is going to be dependent on how closely that audience mirrors your own target audience. So finding really good, solid people to build relationships with and to share your book is wonderful. If they're asking for hundreds of dollars to do a post for you, then I would stay away from those folks, because it's really all about just taking that influencer title as more of that's how they make their money. And so I would look at the influencer that you're considering working with and check a couple things. One is, how much engagement do they get on their posts? Are there a lot of comments? Are there a lot of shares? Are there lots of likes? Because a lot of them, what I see is that they want to sell services, or they'll contact you and say, love to review your book. It's going to be $25. But then when you go to their site or their social media, you'll see a couple of hearts, or, but like no engagement. So it's literally just a way that they make money and post there, but they don't really have a platform. So I would just be careful with that.
Okay.
And if you're really looking for
and-
reviews, Goodnight Reads is probably the best.
And do not go for the like, because it's very easy to create a bot to give you a bunch of likes.
Right.
So do look into the comment shares.
Yeah. And you can tell even the comments, sometimes there's bots that do that. Just take a look. You can tell the difference between a bot comment and a real engagement from a human being. At least I think you can. Although the bots are getting smarter. So we'll see. Yeah, I think you can do that. But the one other thing I was going to say is, if you're interested in Goodnight Reads, I did partner with them. They created a code for me. So if you use the words April Cox, all capital letters, no space in between, and you're new to signing up with Goodnight Reads, then they'll give you a free month. So you'll get a month and up to 18 reviews, up to 18 reviews in that month period. And then you get to decide if you want to keep moving forward. And then I think it's like $15 a month if you want to keep it. So it's well worth doing that. Okay.
Oh, Jen, I don't know if you saw my comment on the chat, but if you are able to go scroll through about the blurry stuff.
Okay. Anything else I'm missing here? We probably are a little over. But if we have one more, I could take one more question, or we can get into just a quick adjustment. I want to show you how to use Authorpreneur AI, and we'll see if we can improve Kelly's description there.
April, I have one very quick question. Um, I do have my book published through also Beyond KDP, Barnes and Noble Press. Is that, do I still need to go through Ingram Spark? Because I think Barnes and Noble publishes through Ingram Spark.
Yeah, so it is a secondary platform. I'm not as familiar with how many, like if you publish through Barnes and Noble Press, is it going to get onto Walmart.com, Target, libraries? And
Ah,
I'm not quite sure if it does. If they
okay.
actually go through Ingram, then maybe it does. So I'm not as familiar with Barnes and Noble Press. I usually just go direct through Ingram Spark.
Got
But
it.
I would say you probably don't have to do another, but I would check on or do a little bit of research to find out where your book gets pushed out to if you
Okay.
are working through Barnes and Noble Press.
Got it. Thank you so much.
My understanding is that they're very expensive for their print, even higher than Ingram Spark, but I'm not.
I had Barnes and or Amazon is $4.20 to print my children's workbook. And Barnes and Noble comes out to like $5.38.
Okay. And you're printing, yeah, I mean, it might be worthwhile going to the Ingram Spark calculator and just
Okay.
seeing if it can actually reduce, if you go directly through them, will it reduce the pricing for you? Because you can do, if it's a workbook, you can do standard 70-pound paper, or you can do 50-pound paper, which, you can try both, but the 50-pound paper is less expensive and it might be worthwhile to try it because it works well for some things, and that just might be one that you will help you to reduce the amount of cost because you can't choose the standard print through Amazon usually. So, but you can do it on Ingram, and that does tend to bring down the price for you.
Okay. Thank you so
Um,
much.
do you know if the Barnes and Noble quality of the print is any better than Ingram?
Oh
Because
my
I've never
gosh,
done it
it,
there.
it was so like notably better than Amazon. I was like,
Oh,
wow.
Good, good, good. That's good
I
to
was
know.
very happy with it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have experience with Barnes and Noble Press, but that's great to hear. I'd love to see like what do they where does it do everything that the Ingram distribution provides for you?
I'll
So
see if I can find out and then I
yeah,
can
maybe
send
maybe
you
we
an
can,
email.
yeah, and that's maybe an area I can also research on my end and share back.
Okay.
April, I just received a from Ingram Spark a compensation report for one sale, and the print charge was $8.84.
That's because you're doing a hardcover. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it costs to print a hardcover. Unfortunately, I mean
oh
it's
my
expensive.
God.
Hardcover printing, and it's not going to get any better as we are dealing with higher costs
can
because of tariffs either. It's going to get
yeah.
worse. Yeah, and
I
that's
think
why a
even
lot of
China print is gonna get more expensive, right?
China-based printing is expensive, but the other reason why, even if you're doing KDP, print on demand, and you say, well, gee, why is that price going up? A lot of times it's because they're importing paper from China or the boards that are taken to print the materials, basically, even though they might print it in the US, the materials might be imported from China. So same thing with Ingram. So it is, a lot of people will, start looking at the prices of print on demand books. So what it really boils down to is the benefit, you don't have to put anything out of pocket to get started, right? You just upload your files and then you get an opportunity to test the market. In the long term, if you're dedicating time to marketing your book and you're seeing increasing sales, then the next question is, well, okay, it's $8 to print my book and I'm charging, I'm giving a discount to the bookstores and stuff. I get a total of $2 in royalties for every book that I
Yes.
sell. That's basically what it is, $2 to $3 usually, right?
Well,
So if your book is longer, you're in trouble because then it's even less than that. So at some point you have to evaluate, do I want to go and do a print run of a large print run, get the book price way down, and then make more money per book by selling through listing it on Amazon directly yourself, or through the distribution network. So, all right. And no POD in Brazil? What's that all about, Kelly?
We just don't have it. I was surprised to find out myself when I came up here. I was like, I really want to produce in Brazil so that people can actually order, because my entire family and friends that I grew up with are from here, and there is no POD options whatsoever.
Wow. And is that also through, so Published Drive doesn't have POD to go to Brazil either? Might want to
None
look
that I
at
can find.
that. Huh?
I'll check it out, but
Published Drive, and then there's one other that I will, I'll dig out the information for you that
it says,
may have a Brazil option.
oh, please send it my way, because like I can buy my book there for like $20 with the hardcover, the $20, and the paperback for $10. And in here, it's costing about 499 reais, which is about $120 to
Okay,
pay for a picture book. So no one will buy it.
take a look at Book Vault. That's the one that I was thinking
Vault.
of. It's a UK-based company that does print on demand, and it may have some options for you.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we are, I'll take the next short period of time here to go through, and I'll stay live till 9:30. We'll just go in and see what we can do to improve this description. So I'll show you how I use the Authorpreneur AI to do that. So again, anybody can have access to this, and you'll be prompted to log in with ChatGPT if you don't already have an account. Just create a free account. So what I did here is added some general questions. Oops, let's see. Okay. So the first thing you want to do with any AI is, actually, I'm going to go into the craft a compelling book description. So some of the things that are common, you'll see there ready to go through. And it wants to know some information from you. It's going to ask you some questions. So I'm going to say, please review the current book description here to answer your questions. So, and if you don't have something, then go through the process of providing some information. It wants to know the title, the author name, the genre, what your target audience is, a little summary about the book. Knowing what makes it unique is really helpful, because that will help generate some extra hooks and, things that it wants to call out, and what kind of call to action. So I'm just posting the description you already have, and I'm just going to share it here. And then in no time, we'll end up with a response. Your current book description is strong, but I can refine it to make it even more compelling, ensuring it hooks readers right away and enhances clarity. Here's below is an improved version. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. My throat is sore, or I would read it. Do you want to read it, Kelly? And that way we can just kind of see how it flows.
If you guys don't mind my pretty accent. Lilith Fletcher and the Threads of Fate, a middle grade fantasy steeped in Greek mythology, magic, and death. On the night of her 14th birthday, Lilith Fletcher's world changed forever. A freak accident should have ended her life, but instead it unlocks a hidden power, a fate she never saw coming. Whisked away to the Academy of the Gods, a legendary school founded by Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon, Lilith must navigate a world of magic, mythical creatures, and ancient prophecies. But the gods don't summon just anyone. Marked by the fates, Lilith carries a gift as dangerous as it is powerful, one that would change the course of history. As she struggles to control her abilities, unravel the secrets of her past, and prove she belongs, Lilith forms unbreakable friendships and faces challenges unlike any other. But destiny is never simple. When dark forces rise and the threads of fate tighten, she must embark on a perilous quest, one that could rewrite the future or unravel everything she holds dear. While we love this book, epic adventures, thrilling quests, legendary creatures, and high-stakes battleways, a relatable heroine, Lilith's journey of self-discovery, courage, and belonging will resonate with readers. Rich mythology, a fresh take on Greek myths, blending ancient legends with modern adventure, diverse and inclusive, featuring a deaf protagonist and a diverse cast that enriches the story with depth and representation. Perfect for readers aged 10 to 12 who love magical academies, mythology, and empowering adventures. Join Lilith Fletcher in a breathtaking journey where destiny is not set on stone. Grab your copy today and unleash the magic of Greek mythology.
This is incredible. What do you think of it?
I like most of it.
Mhm.
Some parts are not gonna match the book,
Okay, yeah,
though.
yeah. Well, you definitely want to make it
so I
match.
will have to tweak a little bit.
And
But
it
I like
talks,
the ending a lot.
yeah, and it talks about, what improvements were made, a stronger hook, a smoother flow, enhanced call to action, highlights inclusivity. So perfect. And now if you had some things that weren't right, you could tell it, oh, you got this wrong. I like this, I don't like that, and then it will regenerate it for you. And the other thing
I was
what's that?
go. I was gonna ask, the one that I ran before, it actually suggested me to break into book synopsis and blah blah blah. So it created the sections for me. This one says that the smoother flow with streamlined sentence is better structure. Do you have an opinion about that?
I love the flow of it. I think it walks very much through things and it's not as
Okay.
choppy. So I do
Cool.
like the flow of this very much. Anybody else want to offer any recommendations or advice? How do you feel about it?
It doesn't have the age group in the beginning, like I thought that
So it
was.
says middle grade fantasy.
Oh, that's in the beginning. Okay, sorry.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
And then it
Okay.
also talks about the age of the protagonist, so
Yep.
that really does help as well. Okay.
Yeah, the age wasn't the other one, but the middle grade was not on the top, it was the bottom.
Mhm.
So this one kind of killed some of the keywords though. So like when I said it, perfect for ages 10 to 14, that was kind of an intended keyword. Do you
Right.
think I should remove that?
So one of
Again?
the other things we can say is we would like this description to help with SEO for important keywords like, so tell me the keywords that you want to incorporate.
Oh dear. That was 10 to 14 years old, ages 10 to
Chapter book, ages 10 to 12, is that right?
Fantasy.
14.
10 to 14, adventure, fantasy. Is there a time travel thing to it? No?
No.
Okay.
There is time travel, but it was not a
Please also incorporate other high value keywords that could assist with marketing to
Girl heroine.
What about facing challenges and discovering what was it? Discovering hidden powers or her power?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know how that relates, but
And I think those are already in here. It's just more the things that are missing. Now, what else was it,
okay.
Kelly, that it got wrong with your
it's more like the nuance of the wording. So like there's no threads, and the idea is that it explains at the very beginning, but at the description itself, it just says that you will be on the threads of blah blah blah. And also the you're not supposed to know if she belongs or not, and there she's fighting to belong in the academy. She's actually trying to leave the academy.
Okay, I see.
Oh, so it
So
gives
some
away
of those
something.
nuances, you may decide you want to incorporate some additional things, but let's go ahead and just submit this. I'm going to also, just to highlight, there's a share button at the top. And so if I click share, I can copy this thread link and share it with Kelly, and she can go in, and so it'll make this thread public. It's probably not going to do it now while it's incorporating some changes. But that's something you can do if you're collaborating with someone, or you're trying to get feedback about something that you create using the Authorpreneur AI. Just go in and do the share, and it can help you pull things together and get that additional help with collaboration. All right, so this is what comes up when you click share, and you just click create link. And this is part of ChatGPT. It's not anything special that I've done, but you can just, I'll share this with you, Kelly, in the chat, and we can continue the discussion. So you can continue where we left off. And then also, let me just do this. All right, so it has tweaked things a little bit based on search engine optimization. So perfect for fans of Percy Jackson, The School for Good and Evil, and Harry Potter, a thrilling middle grade fantasy adventure. And it has still a little bit of some of the same things, but it's highlighting the things that it has added that we talked about. So chosen by fate, can she highlight her own powers, epic adventure, magical academy, Greek mythology. So I think it's got a nice something else to consider. And I'm sure you'll be able to put it together with one fell swoop. And then once you come up with your final one, you can post the final here and just say, give me or critique my description. So you don't necessarily have to have it rewritten, but review my description and tell me how I can make it better. And then you can go back and forth. But it's just amazing how easy that the AI can make things like this, whether you're updating your description, your bio, creating a pitch letter for something that you're doing, getting ideas for social media posts, images for social media posts. There's so much you can do. And so just play around with it, and don't bang your head against a wall because you've got a block and you just can't get it done. Just try to jump in and incorporate some of the feedback from the AI, and you'd be surprised at how much more productive you can be. All right, guys.